Welcome to another deep dive, where we cut through the noise to bring you the essential insights from complex topics. Today we're looking at Singapore. It's not just about digitizing invoices. We're uncovering how they're building, well, a kind of real-time financial nervous system. It is really revolutionizing tax compliance.
That's precisely it, yeah. Our mission today is to unpack Singapore's ambitious e-invoicing initiative, known as Invoice Now.
Invoice Now.
Right. And like you said, this isn't just some minor update. It's a profound shift, a move towards the deeply integrated and transparent digital economy.
So we'll dive into its core architecture, what it actually means for your operations day to day, and the critical steps businesses really need to consider right now.
Yeah.
Think of this as your shortcut, really, to understanding a crucial development in digital tax compliance. Useful whether you're prepping for a meeting, catching up, or just, curious about what's next.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's unpack Singapore's blueprint then. At the very heart of their e-invoicing framework is Invoice Now. That's the nationwide network, based on PEPL.
That's right, PEPL. It's a widely adopted international standard, secure electronic document exchange, basically.
Gotcha. And this whole system, it's managed by the Infocom Media Development Authority, MEDA.
Yep, IMDA. And they work very closely hand in hand with the Inland Revenue Authority of Singapore, IRS.
IRS, the tax authority, makes sense.
Exactly. Now, what's really, I think, ingenious about this setup is its reliance on a five-corner model. And it's near real-time reporting.
5 corners.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this design isn't just about, swapping e-invoices between businesses.
Right.
It's about simultaneously reporting that critical data directly to the tax authority.
Wow. Okay.
So every single Invoice Now document sent through PEPL goes via an accredited access point and a real-time copy, automatically delivered to IRS.
So compliance is kind of baked in from the start. Less periodic audits, more continuous monitoring.
You've got it. It fundamentally shifts the game.
Okay, so if we break this down step by step, how does this 5-corner model actually function? Can you walk us through that journey?
Absolutely. Yeah, think of it as a meticulously choreographed dance of data.
Yeah.
Corner 1. It all starts with the supplier. They issue the e-invoice.
Right, from their own system, like ERP or billing.
Exactly, their ERP, their billing system, whatever. It generates the invoice in the mandatory PINT SGU XML format.
PNET SG, is that replacing something else?
Yeah, it'll gradually replace the older SG BIS 3.0 standard. So businesses on the old one need to plan an update.
Okay, good to know. That's corner 1. What's next?
Corner 2. That's the supplier's PEPL access point. Think of them as the accredited provider.
The ASP.
An accredited PEPL service provider acting as the access point, yeah. They validate that XML file against IMDA's rules.
Make sure it's correct.
Right. Then they wrap it in the secure PEPL envelope, like a digital safe package, really, and send it across the PEPL network. But crucially, at the same time, this access point prepares the invoice data for direct reporting straight to IRS.
So the first feed to IRS happens right there.
Exactly. Then, corner 3, the buyer's PEPL access point. It receives that validated message.
Checks the buyer's ID.
Yep, verifies the buyer's PEPL ID and delivers the invoice right into the buyer's finance system.
Seamless.
And concurrently, it also queues up that invoice data feed for IRS.
So another feed to IRS from the buyer's side this time.
Precisely, which leads to corner 4, the buyer. Their system, their ERP, digests the XML data.
Posts the payable.
And stores the file. And they have to keep it for 5 years. That's the statutory retention period IRS mandates.
5 years. Got it. No more shoeboxes then.
Hopefully not. And then corner 5. This is where the genius comes in, I think. IRAs receives real-time invoice data.
From both sides?
Yes. In parallel with the supplier-to-buyer transmission, both access points stream that invoice data directly to IRAs.
That dual feed mechanism.
Oh, wow.
That gives IRS like a live dashboard, doesn't it?
Pretty much. Near real-time visibility for compliance monitoring, which for businesses means your internal data accuracy, your reconciliation processes, they have to be impeccable.
Because discrepancies could get flagged almost instantly.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly efficient, almost surgical for monitoring compliance.
Yeah.
But efficiency often comes with a phased rollout, right? How's Singapore actually doing this? It's not a big bang.
No, definitely not. You're right. It's gradual, strategic, really. The scope right now is tied to a business's GST registration status.
Okay, so based on GST, what are the key dates people need to watch?
Right. Let's break those down. First up, May 1, 2025. That's a voluntary soft launch.
For everyone.
For all GST-registered businesses. It's really a period to get familiar, test things out, without the pressure.
Makes sense. Then what?
Then November 1st, 2025, that's when mandatory adoption kicks in, but only for a specific group.
Which is?
Newly incorporated companies, so those incorporated on or after May 1st, 2025, that voluntarily register for GST.
Okay, so new companies choosing to register for GST.
Exactly. Next deadline, April 1st, 2026. Mandatory adoption then applies to all subsequent voluntary GST registrants. Doesn't matter when they were incorporated.
So anyone else who volunteers for GST after that date is in.
Correct. And finally, there's a date still to be announced, or TBA.
Ah, the big one.
That's the one for compulsory onboarding of all the existing GST-registered businesses, the mandatory registrants.
So everyone currently registered who has to be.
Yeah. So businesses really need to keep an eye on IRAS announcements for that critical date. Very important.
Absolutely. So what happens, practically speaking, if a business just doesn't get aligned with these dates? What are the consequences?
Well, failure to align, it can cause immediate operational headaches. Think delayed payments, for one.
Right, disrupts cash flow.
Definitely. And it exposes businesses to future penalties. Now, IRAS hasn't actually published specific monetary fines just yet.
Okay.
But non-compliant taxpayers, they really risk significant GST audit challenges and potentially disallowed input tax claims.
Which can add up fast.
Oh, absolutely. So formal sanctions are definitely expected once the full mandate is properly enforced. The underlying message is clear. Get ready now.
It sounds like a very streamlined, digital-first system overall. But what about those businesses still sort of in transition? Maybe still dealing with paper invoices or PDFs. How does the framework handle those?
That's a critical point, yeah. If a supplier during this transition keeps sending out, say, PDF or paper invoices, the data from those, what they call solution-extracted invoices, it still has to be uploaded.
Where? How?
Via the IRAS API or their online portal, and it needs to happen no later than the due date for the relevant GST return.
So the data still has to get into the system one way or another. It's not an excuse to avoid it.
Exactly. It needs to be captured.
You mentioned the PINT-SG specification earlier. It sounds quite robust. Does it just cover standard invoices or?
No, it's actually quite versatile. PINT-SG currently supports not only invoices, but also credit notes,
Useful.
purchase orders, and even invoice responses.
Okay, so quite comprehensive.
Yeah, which means businesses should probably be thinking about, say, configuring their credit note workflows to mirror how they approve invoices.
Consistency.
Right. And ensuring purchase orders and invoice data are fully reconciled. You really want to avoid mismatches there. The level of detail in the standard, it kind of hints at a broader vision for digital trade documents beyond just the invoice itself.
Interesting. And what about keeping all this digital information? The long-term storage. Who's responsible for that, especially for audits down the line?
Yeah, compliance definitely extends to data management. IRAS mandates that these electronic invoices, they have to be kept intact, readable.
For how long?
For at least 5 years. That's from the end of the accounting period when they were issued or received.
Okay, 5 years. Standard retention.
Pretty standard, yeah. But the responsibility for actually storing that data, it largely rests with the accredited service providers, the ASPs.
Ah, the providers again?
Yes. And they have to meet really stringent requirements from IRAs. Things like data residency, security protocols. It's quite rigorous to get that accreditation.
So choosing your ASP carefully is pretty crucial then.
Absolutely paramount.
This whole shift, it really feels like a significant leap towards, a more efficient, more transparent digital economy. It's clearly more than just ticking a compliance box, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, for finance and tax professionals, this isn't just another compliance task you have to do. It's a really powerful opportunity.
How so?
Well, it lets you streamline processes, sometimes dramatically, enhance your data quality significantly, and mitigate risks that have always been there with manual invoicing, like errors or fraud.
Right.
This whole shift towards digitalization, it's fundamentally transforming how businesses and tax authorities interact. Singapore's phased approach here, it really aligns with this undeniable global trend.
And maybe even unlocks other benefits.
I think so. Beyond the obvious compliance stuff, this real-time data flow, it could potentially unlock new analytical capabilities for the businesses themselves.
Like what?
Unprecedented insight into cash flow, maybe supply chain efficiencies, things far beyond just the tax side of things.
Interesting potential there. So, bottom line, What are the crucial, actionable steps businesses need to take right now to ensure they're prepared and maybe even leverage this, like you said, for strategic advantage?
Okay, key actions. Number 1, proactive engagement. Don't wait. Understand the requirements now.
Right.
Number 2, an early, honest assessment of your internal systems. Can they handle this? What needs updating?
Get your house in order.
Exactly. And number 3, forge strategic partnerships with competent, accredited service providers. Your ASP choice matter, as we said.
So engage, assess, partner up.
Pretty much. And technically, you need to fully embrace PINT-SG as your base format. Integrate those PEPL-ready access points for seamless, compliant exchange. Build robust processes for both real-time and periodic reporting to IRS. And maintain impeccable archiving. Be ready for an audit at any moment.
Audit readiness becomes constant, not just periodic.
That's a good way to put it.
We know modern solutions are stepping up to handle these complexities. What kinds of challenges do they typically help businesses overcome? Let's say a business is struggling, maybe, with managing diverse data from lots of different systems. How does a modern solution tackle that specifically?
Right. That's a common one. So imagine a large company, right? Multiple legacy ERPs, different subsidiaries, maybe different currencies. It gets messy fast.
Yeah, you can picture that.
A modern e-invoicing solution, it acts like a central hub. It can ingest data from all those disparate sources, normalize it, maybe translate it, and then transform it into that single compliant PINT-SG format.
So it cleans it up and standardizes it.
Exactly. It eliminates potentially hours of manual work, consolidation, error checking. It's way more than just converting a PDF. It's creating clean, standard data from, messy real-world inputs.
That sounds valuable. What else?
Well, beyond that core function, these solutions are really designed to manage that constant churn of diverse data sources. They help ensure your master data supplier info, customer info meets the stringent e-compliance standards.
Crucial for accuracy.
Absolutely. They often adapt automatically to regulatory changes because these rules do change constantly.
So you don't have to reprogram everything each time.
Hopefully not. Good ones provide clear error messages if something does go wrong so users can fix it quickly. And especially for global businesses, they usually support multiple languages, currencies, and formats for seamless international operations.
Covers a lot of ground then.
They aim to.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? Singapore's phased Invoice Now mandate. It's not just reshaping how companies transact and report GST. It feels like a really strategic move, promoting digital trade and radically enhancing tax transparency.
Indeed. Yeah, this deep dive, I think it really shows how a nation is systematically building a digitally integrated economy. They're leveraging technology for this near real-time visibility that, like we said, goes far beyond simple compliance checks.
It's a strategic imperative.
It is. It streamlines processes, enhances data integrity, and proactively mitigates risks.
Okay, here's a final thought for you to ponder as we wrap up. As countries like Singapore lead the way, integrating tax authorities directly into these transactional data flows. What might this level of near real-time financial transparency mean for, say, competitive landscapes?
Interesting question.
Could access to this granular data, even if it's anonymized and aggregated, eventually provide totally new insights, maybe for economic planning or even market trend analysis on a national scale, far beyond just tax collection?
That's a fascinating possibility, the potential secondary uses of that data flow.
Exactly. It's definitely something worth keeping an eye on as the world continues its digital transformation journey.